When we take a look at this Al Hilal Manchester City matchup, well, these two teams have been synonymous with success in their respective leagues. Manchester City playing in the Premier League, Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League. And for Manchester City in recent history, they're coming off their worst finish across the last 5 seasons. So going to see two of the best in their leagues up against one another. And one of the rivals of Al Hilal is Al Nassr, which is where Cristiano Ronaldo plays. He just signed that contract extension with the club and recently said that the Saudi Pro League is already a top 5 in the world. Nico, what would Al Hilal have to do and accomplish in this competition for other people to believe that? Or do you just, do you see them? No, you don't, because you just did your top leagues ranking. You didn't have Saudi Pro League up there, did you?
Personally, I believe that one team doesn't represent an entire league. Al Hilal are the Real Madrid of Asia. They're the best team in Saudi Arabia by a country mile, the most historic team, the most winning team. And I don't think they represent the large chunk of the Saudi Pro League. Just like I don't think Inter Miami represents Major League Soccer in this tournament, and just like Boca and River don't represent the entirety of the Argentine League. I think there are much better teams in Argentina right now than Boca River, for example. So what would they have to do? They'd have to win this Club World Cup playing teams off the pitch, and I don't think that's going to be the reality here.
There is a big opportunity tonight taking on Manchester City, Justin, one of the favorites to win this competition. So if Al Hilal gets past Manchester City, is it anything more than just a statement in you boys' opinion? Just like a statement win?
Yeah, it's a statement win, but I still don't feel it represents the League of Saudi being dominant over the Premier League. Or, okay, Al Nassr, anything could happen in this game, you know?
Right.
City could get a player sent off. They're going to dominate the game. Anything could happen. It's a tournament, anything's based, but I don't feel it's a representation of the Saudi League being the top league in the world or a top 5 league in the world. It can't be.
If Al Hilal beats Manchester City, because anything can happen in football, and look at the team that they have, and you're saying because of this win, Saudi is a top 5 league in the world, and,
no,
you know, let's. I don't follow that train of thought. I think there's a lot of gaps in that train of thought. But what is true is that the Saudi Arabian League is an emerging league with an incredible acquisition power that not many emerging leagues, like a Major League Soccer, for example, have. And you look at these teams that they put together. Yeah. These are excellent footballers. In Milinkovic-Savic, in Malcolm, who was playing at Barcelona very recently, Koulibaly, who we touted as one of the best center backs in the world just a couple of seasons ago. Yassine Bonu, the best goalkeeper at the last World Cup. Renan Lodi, he was playing for Atletico Madrid. Salem Al-Dawsari, one of the heroes for Saudi Arabia at the last World Cup. This is a team, plus with Simeone Inzaghi as their manager. Simeone Inzaghi, for example, I compare Saudi to MLS all the time because there's 2 different projects in different sides of the world that want to become a major player in the football world. I don't think an MLS team can go and offer Simeone Inzaghi anything for him to come to Major League Soccer, right? That's the difference here with what we're dealing with. And Saudi wants to become that major player in world football.
Yeah, all that spending that we're seeing in the Saudi Pro League has them trending in the right direction. It's going to be getting more of that talent top down in the league, not just in some of those top teams.
In their prime. Milinkovic-Savic right now, he was so good at Lazio. In arguably the best moment of his career, he decided to go to Saudi. That's what they have.
There's always a number,
yeah, there's always a number.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Manchester City because they're coming off of that really disappointing campaign last season. They were missing a key player in Rodri, who had that horrible knee injury. He returned at the end of the season, has made his way back. The club's been spending a lot of money as well. Let's just start with Rodri for a second. I mean, how important is he to this team, and particularly what Manchester City are hoping to build and achieve going into this next season, which is getting back to the heights that they were in all competitions?
I mean, you can see with him out last season, they missed him, right? You could see that clearly. Now he's back. They've got a new presence about him. He's like a new signing again. Yeah. He brings a lot of aura around, and I feel that just having him on the field, I feel the players feel more comfortable. They feel more settled. The defenders, you can see they can give it to him in tight spaces. He can get out of tight situations. He plays forward. He's always wanting the ball. He dictates the tempo of play. And, I mean, when he was playing, they hardly lost the game. So he's a huge player, and he is Man City. He is their key player.
I feel like he restores a lot of order to Manchester City.
Yeah, he does.
When they lost a lot of that last season, it kind of went off the rails, and there was nobody really to just keep that control.
No.
And Rodri is
something else.
I mean, he is the best of the best when it comes to
the best of the best.
He's something else.
Ballon d'Or. He's the heartbeat of this midfield for Manchester City. And we've also gotten to see, in addition to Rodri, who does feel like a new signing in a lot of ways, some of those new signings. You had Omar Marmoush come in the winter. You see players like Tijani Reiners getting into the mix. We don't see Cherki in this as well. But Nico, what have you made of the new signings and the impact that they've had in a limited amount of time?
Yeah, there's been a lot of rotation. It feels like Pep has been more experimental than anything else, and Juve was very disappointing because I thought that they were going to put up much more of a fight. So I don't know how to gauge this Manchester City because honestly, I think they've been playing at like 60% at best at this Club World Cup.
Yeah, they're not at full capacity yet.
Which is scary, right?
can see, which is the scary part. And the new players are still bedding in. They're still getting the understanding. And even Guardiola will tell you that they're not even hitting their full stride yet. And normally they don't hit that till January. So to embed the new players in now and they're hitting rhythm already, I think that's a scary thought. And, you know, going into this tournament, going into this next game, I mean, the players they've got, even the players that have got off the bench that we haven't even spoke about, they're looking strong.
I think that could be a key, for example, today for Al Hilal, because Manchester City really hasn't been put with their backs against the walls in this tournament. They're kind of just going through the motions, and they're so good, and Pep has such a deep squad that kind of gets them over the line. Meanwhile, Al Hilal went toe-to-toe with Real Madrid, and you can tell that for them, this really means a lot for these players that have quality. They have a really good team with a really experienced manager, and maybe if Manchester City aren't perked up into this game, you know, they've kind of just been like crossed arms, leaning back a little bit, winning games without that much effort. Maybe Al Hilal can sneak in a surprise, but understanding the competitive DNA that this team has built, especially with Pep Guardiola, I don't think that'll be the case today.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch tonight. Let's take a look at this game from a betting standpoint. So for that, we bring in our good friend, John Buckets Eimer. Buckets, how you doing today? What do you got for us in this matchup?
Hey, I'm doing well. Good to see you all again. I've got two different bets for this Manchester City match, a match prop and a player prop, and I'm going to break those down here real quick. For my match prop, it's a bit of a tricky one because the sports books think this is going to be a very ugly win for Manchester City. There's always a recency bias when betting on the great sport of footy because they look at what they did to Juventus and go, well, if they can score 5 against Juventus, of course they can score 5 against Al Hilal. And while they're probably capable of doing that, that's not how I see this match playing out. My best bet for this one is going to be for there to be more goals in the second half than the first half, currently priced at -110. Almost even money on this one. Al Hilal showed against Real Madrid and have shown in all of their group stage matches they are capable of playing Inzaghi football and they're capable of playing a very tight defensive lineup when they need to. Meanwhile, Manchester City, as we saw against Juventus, a very scary team, but a team that can be a little bit slow against some of their opponents, maybe when they are a bit too relaxed and aren't taking it quite seriously enough. So while I do think City win, I think it might be a slow first 45 minutes, followed by a very action-packed second 45 minutes. Then for my player prop, not going against or on a City player because good luck trying to figure out who scores for City right now. In this competition, they've had 12 different players with a goal or an assist right now. So kind of just throwing a dart at the board and picking whoever it sticks, I guess. But when I'm looking at this Al Hilal side, there's been one player that is consistently producing good results for this team. I'm looking at Sergej Milinkovic-Savic to have one shot on target. Just one shot on target is +115.
That's great value.
The books don't think anyone from Hilal is going to shoot, and Savic is the kind of guy who's going to shoot from anywhere, especially if they're down 2-0 in this one. All eyes will be on him to get them back in this match. And frankly, that's just a ridiculous line for me, guys.
Yeah, that's great value.
Be 9:45 p.m. I'm going to be falling asleep from Morning Footy the next day. I'm going to be waiting for that Milinkovic-Savic shot.
Literally toothpicks in the eyes trying to keep him awake, just waiting to see that one shot on target. Buckets, great stuff as always. That was awesome.